Do that. Okay. What is up, guys? So, just wanted to let you know that you are about to witness my very first podcast video / interview with my main man Stemoz. As you'll probably know, you'll find out a little off the outside of the clip, but just bear with me. Practice makes perfect. Love you guys. Let's do this. And there we go.
Reach for the stars, 'cause we're aiming high.
What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me here at my very first podcast. This is Astralblue, and this is the Astralblue Substance. This is my very special guest, Stemoz, an amazing EDM producer. We are here to talk about this great guy.
Hey, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? Give it a good round of applause, all right?
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me on your first podcast.
Thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate it, brother.
No
So,
problem.
what started you out? Like, what was your inspiration?
I'm going to say it had to be like when I first started playing guitar. You know.
You started playing guitar?
Yeah. Shout out to an ex-girlfriend of mine.
Shout out.
But actually, getting my parents to give me a guitar when I was 15 years old. But that's what really got me into playing music and actually sitting there and striving to get better at it.
Okay. How many years have you I started when I was 16, but I stopped playing for a couple years. And now I'll just kind of twang on it. You know, I don't say that I've been playing.
I've been
How many
playing
years
guitar for about 14 or 15 years.
Damn. So you've just been constantly trying to get better at it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, not so much as guitar now, as of course, as you know, being an EDM producer, but
Yes.
just music in general and music theory. I've been working hard at, you know.
Yeah. Excellent. And so, how did you start off with the EDM?
Well, it all happened, like a lot of bands that inspired me, like Yesayer and Hot Chip, groups like the Bag Raiders and stuff. Back in that 08 vibe really shaped my musical tastes going into today and everything. And I took a lot of that indie type style and just applied it to the type of music that I want to produce for people today, you know.
Got you. That really makes sense because I've heard of none of those bands. So it has I'm sure they have that crazy out there sound that wouldn't be so, I guess, mainstream, but it's still artistical, artistic.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, it should be mainstream, but it's definitely not.
Yeah. I feel I like that with a lot of bands. But
yeah, no. Of course, rock music growing up with us obviously was big for
Shout out to mom and dad.
Yeah, just like it was for us, and not just classical rock, but a lot of stuff that we listen to, like Foo Fighters. I mean, Foo Fighters are obviously a huge influence on me. Tool has to be the biggest influence on my musical career, but a lot of people wouldn't know that.
Tool.
Yeah.
What is it about them that made you damn?
I think it was just their whole artistry and everything, but about what they do, whatnot, and how they go about their imagery and everything, and trying to give substance to music and whatnot, and that really had a profound effect on how I want to deliver my artistry to people as well, and how I would want people to perceive it, because since it meant a lot to me, I felt like my music should therefore mean a lot to somebody out there as well.
Gosh, damn, that's deep. I like that. Dude. So what have you been doing lately with your music?
Well, my music it's evolved, of course.
Mhm.
So just from playing the guitar, I went. I couldn't really get into a band or anything like that because like my friends who were musically inclined and everything, a lot of them, they were already in bands. A lot of them already had their thing going.
Mhm.
And as somebody who didn't want to be told what direction I had to take, I actually was like, well, I'm going to take it upon myself and find something. So it started out with like drum machines that I was getting. I got like it was a Roland, if I'm correct.
Oh man, they make
yeah.
some good drum machines.
Yeah, and it was a pad. I can't remember which one it was. Yeah,
one of those?
Yeah. One of the ones that you can actually like create like a 16-bar loop or something and just like go off of it. And of course you would like play your guitar on it and then like record something on your funny little microphone headphones. And so then it evolved into getting GarageBand for an iPhone, and actually like started playing like music and making my own drum patterns. And then I wanted to take it a step further, and then I'd listen to different music and I'd be like, well, how are these people doing it, and how is this person getting there? And it led me up to actual music production and whatnot in FL Studio, and making my own music that way.
So you started here, and look at you now. Look at you now, man. You're just
foundation.
Yeah, that's incredible. I think that's pretty inspirational for like a lot of those younger cats out there that are like, they want to do it, but the dreams are too big and things of the nature. Just, what would you say to them?
I would say don't let people tell you what you have to do with your voice. That's the biggest thing for me, and where I'm trying to take my vision to is not being classified to one thing, because artistically and emotionally I feel on so many different levels, and if I had to cage myself in and just go in one direction, I feel like I'd be cheating myself of my full potential. So my biggest advice is to just stay true to yourself in that regard.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. That's why we're here today, man.
Right? Yeah.
Hell yes.
I mean, this is the foundation of something.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, you know?
Exactly.
You gotta build up, do something. Even if you're not doing the same thing that you started at, keep growing and getting better at whatever it is that you want to do.
That's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you give up, I used to feel that way playing guitar. I would play like when I started out, and I'd be trying to get something down, and it would just be so frustrating, and I'd put my guitar down and I'd walk away from it, and I wouldn't even think of it, and then I'd be getting stoned or something, and I'd look over and I'm like, oh, fuck that, I want to play, I want to learn, I want to get this done.
Hell yeah, you gotta get that.
Yeah, good feelings.
Yes. See, when I play guitar, it's kind of like I can never really play the same thing twice. It's just a straight improv, and it's almost like the universe just tells me what to play next. And it sounds I'm really good at the slow sound that, on guitar, not on my production.
Well,
that's a little different.
Well, like going back to Tool being one of my biggest influences, Adam Jones is an amazing guitar player, like, oh my gosh, and Justin Chancellor is an amazing bass player.
Dude, he is a great bass player.
One of the things that inspired me was hearing that Justin Chancellor likes to play the bass like a guitar, and I have always grown up feeling those deep vibes, when you feel that bass, especially as a kid, growing up in the 90s and the O's and whatnot. That bass feeling is nothing can eclipse that feeling you get. You know, melody is everything. But it's so amazing how these two can layer that in music, and it really inspired me to actually like play my guitar like a bass, like go with everything that I felt, and not just stick to one sort of type of thing. And like when you feel that, it brings your playing to a whole different level. You know?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
God,
yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, a lot of that, like, you know, taught me to just like play what I felt, and not necessarily what I had to feel was the standard.
I feel it, dude. I feel it. Hell yeah. You gotta be true to you, man.
Yeah,
You get that. That's why you sound different than anybody else, and that's why I like your music a lot, because it's not your typical. Like when you say EDM, you instantly think like house, you know.
Exactly.
There's people out there who like throw cake at their fans, you know, people like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, but it's simple music. Not saying it's bad, but it's almost like
it lacks substance.
It lacks substance. And
we live in
a cookie cutter, if I may.
We live in a day and age where people are consuming music at a fast pace, almost like fashion.
There's always new music coming out.
It
new,
is.
new.
And it's good. A lot of it is good stuff. But it's not like that stuff that sticks in your head that makes you want to go back to it over and over
Yes.
again. One thing I don't like doing is putting out stuff that is forgettable. Because these people had taught me to take something seriously and, you know, go with what you feel, and that alone puts substance in it, and people value that. They pay attention to that because they feel, we all feel the same way in that regard, you know. So why hide it? Why cage yourself in that aspect? It's only gonna harm you.
Right? Don't sell out. Spread those fucking wings, man. Fly.
I mean, if you're gonna sell out, you know, do you?
Do you? If that's what you want to do. If
And-
you want to
and-
do
and
that,
if that's-
you know,
that's-
I'm not saying.
Yeah,
that,
if
but I'm
that's
saying,
your
like,
substance,
if
then
that's your, yeah.
there you
But
go.
if you're just gonna do it because that's what's making money and this and that and the other,
I mean, yeah, but I
Look,
want to
the money's
bring
good. The money's good.
I want to bring people together in a different way that you know, they can find common ground in that aspect.
Damn, dude, that's pretty, that's pretty damn good. So, how can people find you?
So, well, you know, you can always Google Stemoz. That's the easiest way to find me.
Stemoz.
Yes. You can always look me up on Twitter. Same thing, Stemoz.
Alright, now how did you, last question, how did you get that?
How did I get my name?
How did you get your name? Because that's not a rant, that's not a comment. What is that? What's going on? What's the story?
Well, so I used to be a graffiti writer.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something I did not know. Okay.
Yeah. So, actually, you know, it started out being STEM. And
STEM?
yeah, a bunch of my friends and I hanging out in my room and everything, just getting high one day, because they were all graffiti writers. Shout out to Tweck and Mezzo and all them.
Shout out.
But we were just chilling in my room and everything and hanging out and whatnot. And one day they're like, "Hey man, you need a name," and my skinny ass, you know. So they just called me STEM, and then
Wait. They called you STEM because you're skinny?
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was like because you smoked like ounces and there was just all these stems or something. Like
Yeah, I mean,
stem
yeah,
on
of
the
course,
What?
that too, but
that That's the glorified stuff.
Yeah. No. I mean, like if being in the graffiti world, well, as some of you may know, your name constantly evolves. So
Yeah.
STEM started out as a 4-letter word, and then you keep going on to like 5-letter words and 6-letter words, because you want to get more intricate with everything. And you know, a lot of the style that I incorporate now into my music, it is all from the streets. I mean, I started out in a different world from rock and roll, even playing guitar. Like I grew up with hip hop and Motown in my life, transitioned into the aspect of rock, seeing people around me, you know, bands in high school and everything, wanting to be in that, and then going from wanting to be into it to not wanting to be into it and resenting it and forming my own thing and having to inject everything that I've learned and taken over the years into the style of music and the artistry that I put out. You know, yeah. So I've really injected the streets of Tucson into, you know, what I know, because growing up in the body of
This is true.
that's all you do.
This is true. Damn, dude.
Yeah, for everyone who lives in Tucson.
Shout out to everybody in Tucson. Y'all know. Y'all already know.
Our way of lifestyle is kind of like a melting pot compared to places like, you know, California.
This is true. Like, I moved out here about 8 years ago, and it's really, in my personal opinion, and I've actually been told this before, so it's not my personal opinion, but I agree. But I was told that, you know, it's like San Diego in like 1970. Like, you give it some time and this place is gonna just explode. It is a melting pot.
Well, it is.
You
I
know?
mean, look at everything that's changed here, like within the last 5
A little bit
years.
of time that I've been here, this place has grown.
You want good
so
food?
much.
Come to Tucson. We have some
Oh
damn
man,
good food.
there's some good food here. I love the Sonoran hot dogs.
Right.
You get it on 22nd. Wow.
Oh man.
Or what is that?
You know, and a lot of people don't know what a Sonoran dog is.
Tell these people what a Sonoran dog
Oh
is, man.
man.
Let them know.
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, you have a crazy ass bun.
What's so crazy
The
about this
bonillo
bun?
rolls?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean the bonillo rolls.
Yeah,
Come on,
so
man.
with the buns, like, they're...
Well, have you ever had a cheapy loan?
A what?
Cheapy loan.
A cheapy loan?
Super cheapy loan?
What is a cheapy
Oh
loan?
my god, see this
Man,
guy
see,
hasn't
I've only
even
been here
done
for
that.
8 years. I don't even know.
Yeah, so what you gotta
Almost
do
a
is you gotta
decade.
get it super cheapy loan, because then they toast the bun with the cheese on it, and they put garlic seasoning on it. And
Oh yeah, and then yes, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
does that mean like the works? Because I love it.
Yeah, there's
So they put everything on
the
it.
best cart to go to in Tucson is the one by Henry's Market. It's like on South Country Club.
South Country Club.
Over by the Memorial Pass. Just look up Henry's Market. The cart is right outside there all the time.
What?
That place is the best.
I'm gonna have to go check that out. Hell yeah. Well, my dude Stemoz, thank you so much for stopping by, making this a
problem.
bomb first podcast.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
know that we're a little bit short on time right now, so with that said, any last words for the people?
Yeah, so go ahead and follow me on SoundCloud. Keep a lookout for me. June 15th, I have a new track dropping out called Nominate.
No.
That will
I've heard that. It's incredible. You're gonna love it. It's insane.
It's a mindfuck of a track.
Yes.
So, be on the lookout at all streaming platforms, including iTunes, Tidal, Spotify. Put it on your playlist, you know. And also, I might be on local radio as well, so be on the lookout for me there. You can catch some of my tracks dropping soon. And yeah, follow me on Twitter and SoundCloud, everything else.
Everything else, just Google Stemoz, Stemoz.
You'll see me.
Alright, dude, hey, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah,
You
this
be
is
good.
good.
And everybody, thank you so much for watching. This is Astralblue on the Astralblue Substance.
Right? Yeah, thank you.
Is that what this is?
Yes, Astralblue Substance.
You gave me the name. I was like, it's stuck. I was like, I like this.
Awesome.
So I'm double checking with you.
Awesome.
Alright, guys, take care.
Peace.